Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 15 of Video Games Ahoy. My name is Jonathan Radford, and today I'm joined by Daf Gape.
Hello.
And Daf Weeks.
Hello.
How are you doing, fellas?
All the better for seeing you.
Yeah, it's a nice day with me today, guys. I don't know about you. Is it nice for you?
Very pleasant. Going for a walk after this, definitely.
I went to the gym today.
Oh,
for the first
really?
time since lockdown began.
Oh, no way.
It was all very clean and sanitary. Lovely stuff.
I got to take a train for the first time. When am I going? I can't remember. This weekend at some point. Because Rosie's got to get her wedding dress altered, so we got to go out west. So that's the first time I've actually used public transport, or will be using public transport in like 6 months, which is mad. It just seems crazy, man. It's just absolutely crazy that like it was something I used to do every single day, and now I haven't done it for 6 months, which is crazy.
It's weird.
But yeah, it's quite nice here. If you are new to listening to this podcast, then hello first. We are Video Games Ahoy. We have loads of lovely supporters over on Patreon. They're lovely patrons. So to everyone that contributes, thank you so much. We really love you. Bits. Love you to bits, that's what we should say. If you want to support us as well, then you can. You can pay £1, £5, £10. There are loads of cool things that you can get with those. I think we'd do a deep dive or something new. We did a deep dive last month on The Last of Us 2. Before that, we did Breath of the Wild. So we're gonna have a new game soon, or a different topic maybe coming up soon. But if you want to send us some cash, you can do that. You get some cool stuff in return. And if not,
we are so poor.
Yeah. We are so poor. Struggling actors. We're right there. And if not, if you just want to listen to us, then that's also very, very cool. We just appreciate anything, even just watching us or listening to us is totally fine. As well as Patreon, you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and we're also on the YouTubes as well. So check us out on there. We tend to try and put some stuff up from Twitch as well. But Dav is the main streamer. Although we did do some streaming the other day of Smash Bros. Which was pretty funny.
I knew you'd bring it up.
Just what? No, it was the chap who was with us. It was so funny because like we were all going random guys going, I don't know how this works, and he was just obliterating us with Hero. Like we were just like flapping around like as Kirby or something. I don't know. I didn't even know what down and B does. Like jeez, but it was good fun. So keep an eye out for us over on Twitch as well. That's pretty much what we need to talk to at the start. Now, gents, I don't know if you've seen. We're going to get on to the first news topic. There's, I don't know if you know, but L is real, 2401. I don't know if you know this. L is real. There's been a massive, huge Nintendo leak last week. And the internet's gone pretty wild about it. Because,
I've not heard anything about this.
Oh, have you not? Oh, so do you know what L is real 2401 means?
I don't think I do.
No.
So let me explain. So in Mario 64, originally they were supposed to have Luigi as a playable character, but very early on in development, Nintendo were just like, it's not working. We barely know how to get the camera to work for one character, let alone two at this stage. So they were working on Luigi, or we thought, there was a lot of myths going around saying, were they working on Luigi, were they not? And then, that got cancelled. So basically, if you go to, do you know the garden in Mario 64 with the boozer, and there's a little statue of a star with some writing underneath? So people think that says L is real 2401, and they didn't know what the 2401 meant, but they thought that the L stood for Luigi.
Right.
Flash forward to last week, loads of Nintendo's files from basically like the Nintendo 64 all the way back to the NES has been leaked again. This time, pretty much all the N64 stuff. So, like for instance, Nintendo 64's original artwork, box art, character models, and more. I'll go into further detail about other things that's been leaked as well. But the one that's been released, there are this is the thing that's driving the internet crazy. Is there are files in the game referencing none other than our boy Luigi, and people went mad because I think for the last 24 years, which is another crazy thing as well. It's 2401. L is real 2401. It's 24 years and 1 month since the game was released. So people are going, "Oh my God, was this intentional?
It was a plan.
It was a plan." I mean, Nintendo definitely do not want this to be a plan. They are raging, and I mean, fair play. It is their. I mean, the thing is, it is their intellectual property. Like, I get it. This is all like really shady and very, very illegal. I think. So like, it is mad. But yeah, Luigi was leaked. There was a few other things as well. I'll go through everything. We'll have a little chat about that. There were on top of Mario 64, source code and files for The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time were leaked with references to the expansion Ura Zelda, which was supposed to be on the was it the 64 disc drive? I think it was supposed to be on. Yeah, 64 DD, which obviously never saw the light of day because 64 DD was just not really a thing. Wasn't really a success. People have actually put together images of Luigi. So if you go, I mean, you can do it anyway. It's fairly simple, but they've put together images of what he would have looked like specifically in Mario 64 using the code that they found, and it's really cool to see what he would have looked like at least. The leak also contains source code data for other Nintendo 64 games. It's really mad. So Mario Kart 64, Wave Race, Yoshi's Story, The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask, Dr. Mario 64, and even the original Animal Crossing, which was known as Animal Forest. With regards to The Legend of Zelda, they've actually found data referencing micro dungeons, which are just 2 to 4 rooms for Ura Zelda, which was apparently supposed to be for a potentially planned like boss rush mode. I don't know much more details beyond that, but apparently maybe it was just like, I don't know, specific bosses you could put into a room. I don't know exactly what it was, but there's data found in there with dungeons that didn't come to fruition in the actual game. And like I said, to top it off, Luigi is Real 2401 became true 24 years and 1 month after the game was released, that is the craziest thing, and I think that's why people have just completely been set off. But Daf Gape, I think you made a really good point. This is like the second massive leak from Nintendo, which is so shocking, really.
They don't leak often, but when they do, they leak everything.
And it is crazy as well because another thing that people have been referencing a lot is one of the reasons why Final Fantasy VIII took so long to be remastered, and even then it's not the original remaster, is because Square lost the original code for Final Fantasy VIII. They lost it completely, whereas Nintendo have code for games like in development. They're going back like 20, 30 years. So it is actually crazy how much data they actually have stored.
Yeah,
it does make me
very
think,
good archiving team.
Yeah, like seriously, like it's really, really
especially
impressive.
when a lot of companies were just like flat out deleting shit. Like people thought Final Fantasy VIII would never get remade or remastered because they just deleted it.
Yep.
They just ran out of space on the hard drive, so they just went, nope, we don't need that anymore. That game's already out, and they had to like basically rebuild it from scratch.
Yeah, because I think they used the PC version, which is slightly different to the console version.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's mad. It's crazy as well because Nintendo is so secretive compared to other companies as well. Like they really, really don't like stuff like this happening, which is again fair enough. Like it's their stuff. It's their stuff, and for me, it's one of those things where it's like it's interesting what they found, but at the same time, it's kind of like, oh, you shouldn't really be doing this. Apparently, it was the IQ. Apparently, that was one of the issues. Do you know the IQ in China? It was basically the Nintendo 64 molded into a controller so that they could sell it in China, because you weren't allowed to have home consoles in China. So that's apparently where, like, and I think it was like the company that was involved in that. Someone involved in that company. So it's no one. They don't know where it's from. That's where they think it's from. It's someone involved in a company that worked with Nintendo, not actually worked for Nintendo. If that makes sense.
Right.
But yeah, you should. I would recommend you having a look at all that, especially the Zelda dungeons and Luigi in particular. This is pretty wild. We're gonna move on to something else as well. We're actually gonna talk about a cancelled game by Ubisoft. This is a report by Bloomberg journalist Jason Schreier. We mentioned.
Is it one we already knew about?
I don't know if this is one you already knew. We didn't talk about this last week. Well, I can't remember us talking about it last week. But basically, they were planning on making a game about King Arthur. What's the title of the game? I've lost it.
Assassin's Creed King.
Oh, here
Arthur.
we go. It was supposed to be called Avalon, and they hired Dragon Age designer Michael Laidlaw to develop a role-playing game called Avalon. It was a big budget adventure story of King Arthur and his round table in a sword and sorcery fantasy world full of knights and legends. According to current and former employees, Avalon was cancelled by Ubisoft's powerful chief creative officer Serge Hascoët, the very same person from
Good
all the
old Serge.
disgusting stuff from last week. Basically because he said that fantasy games don't sell, and they had to be better than Tolkien. Which, I mean, no fantasy games or films or TV shows are going to happen if you expect it to be better than Lord of the Rings. It's crazy.
Skyrim didn't sell.
No, not at all.
Well, this is the crazy thing as well, because I think this ties in with a lot of people. And Daf Gape, I think this is something we spoke about actually in the stream. Like, Ubisoft don't really take chances a lot. Like when we watched the Ubisoft event, if you think about a lot of Ubisoft's products, they're usually open world settings that are based on realistic worlds at the same time.
Yeah, with their AAA sort of mainline franchises, they I don't know, they do like to mix it up, but I guess it's just as safe as you can it's as risky as you can be with a AAA franchise like Assassin's Creed. You know?
Yeah, it kind of feels like it's as risky as it is safe. And there's someone who said, something I read, I think it might have been Jason Schreier actually, he was basically saying this is one of the reasons why Ubisoft have never had a game that, I don't know, they've never, like, Assassin's Creed is big. Assassin's Creed is huge, but it's not quite as big as like Call of Duty, and it's not quite as big as Grand Theft Auto. It's not, or like even Red Dead Redemption. I know that's two games would take two, but like it always felt like there was something holding them back from like being like a must buy. Like we've all put off the recent Assassin's Creed games. Like I know Dav, you're going back to play them now, but like it does. I don't know. Maybe hopefully things will change. Because if they were cancelling, I mean, King Arthur and the Round Table, that actually sounds like a wicked story. I mean, on top of that, it would have been interesting because King Arthur was technically Welsh, so that would have been fun from a Welsh perspective to actually see what they'd done there.
We already got Black Flag.
Yeah, that is true. But we would have had Merlin from Carmarthen, so we'd have had a thick Carmarthen accent. That would have been hilarious. Speaking in Welsh, that'd be quite funny. But yeah,
they would not have had Welsh accents.
They would have had thick, clean cut English accents, and you'd be like, "Oh, really? Come on!" But yeah, it's that's what it is. Hopefully, I mean, the thing is, from what it sounds like, he was being. I mean, he's an awful person as well. It sounds like, but it does seem like he was trying to be as safe as possible as well, which creatively stifling. So,
I guess that's kind of his job. But I mean, they did take, like, they would give fun risks, like Mario and Rabbids is a great game. That's Ubisoft. It is a great game, yeah. And yeah, I think they do take risks, but I think when it comes to Gascoigne, it feels like he was very much stuck in his way when it came to the AAA games, and I think it was a fight between the developers trying to take risks and the development studios who seem like they really want to make some cool stuff, and Gascoigne and maybe a couple of other his cronies who were going, no, stop that, we're a private company, we need to make as much money as possible. So,
welcome to the creative industries, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You tell me a film director who hasn't been shouted down by a producer saying we can't afford that or don't do that.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
If you think about it, as far as creativity goes, when was the last creative GTA game?
I mean,
because if you're trying to compare, like, Ubisoft haven't got a GTA that makes like $500 million, it's like, well, no one does, but also it's not because of a lack of creativity. Like, GTA 5 isn't any more creative than GTA 4. Their online platform is like a lot of MMOs. Like, they're not creating anything that's really intuitive or really like, whoa, I've never thought of that in a game. It's like multiple protagonists has happened before.
Yeah, that's true.
An online platform like that has happened before. They just have that magic sauce of putting it all together and monetizing it in a really great way.
But yeah, that's true. But I would still say GTA 5 is better than any game that I've played from Ubisoft. It's still a much better game than it. Like, and I don't. GTA 5 is not even one of my favorite games, but
I prefer Mario and Rabbids. But
I mean, it is awesome. I love Mario and Rabbids, but I don't know. It basically, from what people working for him were saying, is that he was creatively stifling, and they're interested to see what happens with the next. Whoever comes in next and whatever happens over the next like 5 years, whether that changes things. I mean,
I just think we should temper our expectations on that. I think the Ubisoft like sort of B tier games are where the creativity is. The AAA games, I don't see it. I mean, what's creative? A female protagonist? Are we going to go, oh, there we go, now Gasquay's gone, they've been able to be creative and make a woman the lead? It's like, yes, it would be great for them to make a female lead, but that's not like blowing the minds of creativity, you know?
Yeah, true. And also, I mean, at the same time, creativity, I mean, there's a lot of people who don't like creativity. Like, look at The Last of Us 2. They try and push boundaries and, like, people go absolutely apeshit.
But those people are morons.
But, yeah, true. I mean,
Come at me, internet.
It also, the thing is, it also comes into other things as well. Like, it does say a lot about, like, these Western companies in general, because I actually read the other day that Shigeru Miyamoto only earns about 1.2 million a year. That's his salary, whereas people at Activision, like the CEO, earns like 30 million, and then they fire like 700 people. So like,
yeah, but what's Miyamoto doing right now?
I think he's I think the actual CEO or the president of Nintendo of Japan is only on like a little bit more.
Yeah.
So like when the highest earner in your company for Nintendo, one of the highest earning video game companies, is like 1.3 or 1.4, something like that, and a lot of that is bonuses as well. And then when you see people like at Activision and Take-Two and Ubisoft on millions, you're just thinking, well, yeah, it is a business, but I don't know, it's one of those weird things, because gaming is not necessarily it's not the same as other. I don't know, it feels slightly different because the fans are way more involved than any other medium. It feels way more involved.
Yes, but then I think we are also swimming in gaming enthusiast circles, whereas there are millions of people who just get Call of Duty and FIFA every year.
True.
You know, that's a massive group of the gaming sphere. And, you know, you've got something like 3 billion people play games in the world. There's like, for as many people that care about creativity in the next Assassin's Creed game, there are twice as many people just playing Candy Crush.
Yeah.
You know, and like, as far as gaming goes, I guess it depends where you put the barrier. But I feel like Ubisoft could carry on making just as many creative leaps as they are currently in Assassin's Creed, and people wouldn't have an issue.
Yeah.
I don't think they would see their sales figures affected.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Like I said, we'll find out. That is the thing, really, won't we? We'll find out, because it does seem like, from what they've said, from what I read earlier, that there is going to be changes, and hopefully it's better.
The next one is probably too late in development. It's probably 2 years away. It's probably too. But the one after, and the same with Watch Dogs and Far Cry. I think a lot of these games do need a bit of a zhuzh. Assassin's Creed got it with Origins, but it could still do with a bit more, I think. But Watch Dogs and Far Cry feel a bit stale to me, especially after watching the Ubisoft Forward. Like, watching Watch Dogs, I was like, it doesn't feel as new as I thought it was going to. Yeah,
and I think the main thing is that they all just feel like they're essentially based on like the same grounding, you know, they start off exactly the same way as like this open world game where you have to collect things. It's like, it just feels the same, the whole setting. I don't know. We'll see what happens with Ubisoft over the next couple of years anyway, whether anything actually does change. Speaking of change, we're going to be changing over to the new console soon, and the Xbox Series X event was last Thursday or Friday. I can't remember which day it was. I don't even know what day it was. I woke up this morning and thought it was Saturday, so I have no idea what day it is.
Not even close.
No, like not even close. Like, I turned my alarm off as well, because I was like, oh yeah, why do I need my alarm? It's Saturday morning. No idea. And we saw a lot of games come out in the Xbox Series X event. One, I mean, for me, a Daf Weeks, I don't know if you saw, but Fable is coming out on the new Xbox. Which,
oh, really?
Yeah, which for me was the big one. That was the big one. However, there's been loads and loads and loads of really, really funny memes, because there's a lot. I mean, I actually thought it was an okay event. I didn't think it was like world beating. It was I thought it was better than the PS4's event. But like, there's a lot of people who just, especially with Halo Infinite, have picked the bones from that. And if you go online, there's some really funny memes, in particular about this one bad guy where it's like they've zoomed in his face and they've just added it to loads of pictures. It's quite funny. But it's one of those weird things with Halo Infinite, because it's not a specific Xbox Series X game, is it? Because it's coming out on
Xbox One and PC.
So there's only so much they can do, really. They can't really. It's the next game that we have to expect. There's going to be massive leap forward.
Graphically.
just across the board, really. I mean, like, that's the issue. The issue that people had was that it would run better, but graphically, there's the basis of the game. There's only so much they can do. If it has to run on a console, that's a lot worse.
Sure, yeah, and it didn't look as nice as maybe I was expecting it to. But I think what's important is they've come out and they've said our team has been really affected by COVID, which I think is probably an easy excuse for any development studio if their game doesn't get universally praised when it first comes out or first released. Like, oh no, but COVID, like, it ruined our development cycle. But they said they were planning to have ray tracing at launch. That's not happening now because of the whole studio having to like work from home, etc. So that's going to come later on, which should fix a lot of the lighting issues that we saw. Well, not issues, just not great lighting in the demo. Also, they had some massive technical issues at the beginning of that stream.
Yeah, they did.
Because I've looked at other reactions videos of it just to like have a look, and everyone had the same issues as we did during the Halo section. Some people had it even worse, and also I think people are comparing it to games that are going for a more realistic art style anyway, like comparing it to things like Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima when they're going for gritty realism, whereas Halo feels like it's stripping back to a more stylized version. I don't know. I think it's a bit of an unfair comparison at the moment. If the game comes out and looks like it did in that demo, then sure, fair enough. But I think it'd be more a fairer comparison if you were to compare Gears 6 whenever that comes to something like Last of Us 3 or whatever, because they are going for that kind of realism with like the facial animations and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like whenever you get to these kind of comparisons, it's just like your Xbox fanboys and your Sony fanboys. And when something Sony does, all the Xbox people are going to shit on that. And when the Xbox does something, all the Sony people are going to shit on that. And it's just...
Does anyone else feel that, like, picking a console is starting to feel like picking a football team?
Yeah, well, this is actually. Do you know that's an argument I saw the other day? Someone said it's as ridiculous as like picking a football team when you can have both. There's no complications with having both consoles and a Switch and a PC. Like, you don't. I don't know why you're limiting yourself to. I mean, if you're limited because of cost, then that is absolutely not that's not a problem. Like, absolutely, you get what you need to get, but.
We live in a capitalistic world. We don't need loyalty to corporations.
Yeah, brand loyalty, man.
And the weird thing as well is that like Xbox themselves are like trying to distance themselves from that. I mean, like, we'll get onto it a little bit later, but like Cuphead is out on the PS4 now. I mean, that was originally an Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, but it's not theirs.
Yeah, no, I know, but like at the same time, I mean, wasn't it made for the Xbox originally? It was.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, and also the way like. Cross-play is a big thing now, and that's going to get bigger as with as the consoles go on. I don't know. I also don't think that Xbox's focus is going to be about necessarily selling as many consoles as PlayStation, because I think it's going to be a lot about Game Pass, and it's going to be a 100%. Lot about xCloud. So I don't think it's going to be about that. I mean, who knows? Like, Xbox could actually get the jump on PS4 or PlayStation in general by.
PS5.
No, I meant PlayStation. I said PS4. But in PlayStation in general, not like they might have things in place when streaming becomes a genuine thing that everyone can do. Maybe in 10 years' time. But who knows?
Well, Sony did that deal with Xbox. With Microsoft to use their Azure cloud system for PlayStation. So we will see. I think, but it's one of those things where obviously when Xbox 360 had the HD DVDs and PS3 had Blu-rays, and then Blu-rays won that, and so Xbox One had to come over to do Blu-rays. Yeah. Blu-rays are owned by Sony, so every physical Xbox game they sold, Sony got a bit of the money.
Yeah.
So now when Sony does its cloud-based service that it'll have to like fix because PS Now is garbage,
yeah.
Microsoft are going to get money from everything they do on there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, is there a console war? I feel like it's just people on the internet who really want there to be a console war.
And I think there's a lot of people as well. To be fair, I don't necessarily think that there's people from maybe just before our generation, that was like Nintendo versus Sega. It was brutal. Like they would throw adverts actually being like Sega was like Sega does what Nintendo don't. Like they would do all these adverts where they actually disparaging the other company. Whereas,
and there's the PlayStation Crash Bandicoot one as well.
Yeah, it's like,
Hey Mario.
it's a weird one. I think. I mean, I don't know, and it's weird as well because like most of my games are predominantly on the Nintendo Switch because that's the console I'm able to take with me everywhere. As you know, that's the reason why Nintendo Switch is a thing. So I don't even really get it anyway because I'm like, well, I've got a PC, I've got a PlayStation 4, and I've got a Nintendo Switch. So in theory, I can kind of play. I've covered all my bases. I mean, I would be tempted to get an Xbox because my PC is on its last legs, but if I'm going to get one, I may as well just wait until the Xbox Series X. Speaking a bit further up PlayStation 5, though, apparently the life cycle is going to be shorter. Sony traditionally launches consoles every 7 years, but apparently the PS5 is scheduled to only have 5 years, which I'm not sure about. Does 5 years feel like a long time to you? Like 2015, does that feel like a long time? I mean, that's when we were in college.
Yeah. I feel like 5 years. It used to be 5 years.
According with PlayStation, apparently was it's usually either 6 or 7 years. They tend to be 6 and then 7 years. Yeah.
And I think the thing is, yes, 5 years, but I think generations are becoming a thing of the past.
Yeah.
You can see that with Xbox. Definitely. You can see that with Nintendo. Yeah. And I think it's good. Yes, PS5 might last 5 years, but they'll also release like a PS5 Pro in 3 years.
Yeah.
You know, or maybe they won't, and they'll just go PlayStation whatever, maybe PS6.
Yeah.
In 5 years, they'll just bring it forward earlier. I don't know.
Well, it's crazy as well because like if you think about the Switch still feels like it's new, but it's almost been like it's 3.5 years old. You know, it's crazy.
I think we'll see the next Xbox before we see an iteration of the PS5.
Okay. Oh, right. I see what you mean. Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. That maybe we'll see. I mean, I guess it's one of those things where it is interesting, and you're totally right as well. I think it's going to get to a point as well where consoles in general just it's not. I don't think it's going to be the focus, like we said with Xbox. I feel like in like 10 years' time, it might. I mean, Microsoft might not even release consoles because wasn't when they released Xbox 360, it actually cost them money, or was it PlayStation? I can't remember which one it was. One of the
they usually either cost money or they're like very limited profit on them.
It's the like selling things for it, like the games is where they make their money. Let's find. We're running out of time with the news. Normally it's like 25 minutes. We've got more updates for Animal Crossing. I don't know if you saw this. This is more of the fun news. Now you can go and you can sleep, go into your dreams. Apparently, I don't know what that's about. I didn't play any of the old games. So I have no idea, but apparently it's an old thing where like you can go to sleep and you can visit other islands in your dreams. But more important than that is save backup support. So you can retrieve the save through Nintendo support if your Switch breaks or is stolen, according to very specific wording in the press release. And it's only available to players with the Switch Online subscription. So I think that was a big thing because I don't know what the ins and outs were previously of saving and retrieving files from your island, but apparently if you lost your island, because they didn't have the backup system, which I still find is crazy.
Well, that's the thing. They do have cloud saves and cloud backups, but only for games that don't have any internet connection. So if a game has multiplayer, there's no cloud saves, and obviously with Animal Crossing, you're spending hundreds of hours potentially, sometimes thousands, and the thought of losing that, I kind of feel like I don't want to celebrate this news because it's like this should already be there.
Yeah, it's the best
like, well
standard
done,
of what
Nintendo.
they should be doing. Yeah, it's the best. And apparently as well, you can move your island to another Switch console.
Finally,
cool. So that is something that's.
Can't believe that wasn't a feature.
Again, you are right there. That it should be the bare minimum of what Nintendo should have done, but at least it's coming out now. At least because there are a lot of people who didn't know. Like, to be fair, yeah, we stay up to date on a lot of these things, but we often miss stuff like this.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine like people like my brother who doesn't know, he's bought Animal Crossing, but I can't imagine he would have looked into depth about having an island. He would have just assumed that anyone could have an island and you can transfer that quite easily. So it's good. I mean, it's good news, but it shouldn't really be news. It should have just be
better late than never.
Yeah. And finally, the last bit of news, and this is a pretty cool one. Actually, I say pretty cool. It's again for Nintendo Switch Online. Pokemon Tournament DX is available for the next week for free, so you can play it for the next week up until the 4th of the 8th, and it's 30% off as well for that period of time. So you play it and think, yeah, I'll buy this. I think it's like 34 quid. So yeah, it's nice. There's a nice little discount there if you want it. I've played it before. It's fine. But again, I'm not a massive Pokemon fan, so yeah. If you like it, try it out. I mean, I'm gonna try it out. I'm definitely gonna play it for the next week. I mean, why not? It's a free game. It's from Nintendo. But yeah, I guess we could play that on multiple Mondays for one Monday, like
for
10 minutes.
Yeah.
For one, like 10 minutes. Yeah. But that is it with the news, gents. What have you been playing?
Anyone? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Go.
So I've got 2 games. One of them I'm going to get out of the way early. It's the surprising one. Pro Evolution Soccer 2020.
Hey.
Oh, good lord, we've lost him.
Yeah.
It's on Game Pass.
Yeah. Oh, is it really? Oh, yeah. Of course it is.
And I first downloaded it and I was like, oh, the career mode's not attached to this. It's like PES 2020 Lite. And I was like, that's annoying. So I was having a little fiddle in their version of Ultimate Team. And then I was like, I'm sure this isn't right. And I found out. And then you go through and you've got to go through these different menus. Eventually you can go, click on that. And it downloads a little 10 megabyte like unlock thing. And then got some career mode. Cardiff, mate. I'm going to get into the Premier League. Going to do it.
Yeah.
And what I didn't realise is nowadays they have all the player names.
Oh, do they really?
It's just the team names. And even with the team names, it's like... they've got a couple, but it'll be like Cardiff B, because back in the day it would have been like Cardiff Blue or South Wales Blue.
Yeah.
So they've got all the city names in the names. It's just a little letter at the end. So you just I was just taking the letters off and then adding a Rangers to Queen's Park.
Yeah.
Bish bash bosh, we're done, mate.
That's so weird.
Yeah. So the badges are wrong. Some of the kits are wrong.
The only thing you can't do with the Xbox One is what I realized recently is you can do the data transfer on the PlayStation, but you can't do it on the Xbox apparently.
Yes, there's no mods.
Yeah, you can't do mods in the Xbox.
Which is upsetting. But I mean, I get to play it for free because I've got Game Pass.
How did you find it in comparison to FIFA?
Very different.
It's
very different.
It's a very different game. Like it's so different.
It's taking a lot to get used to, but I'm unbeaten so far in 6 games. And I just beat Everton 2-1 comeback in the FA Cup second round.
Go on, Cardiff.
The England Cup, which I changed the name of because I'm Cardiff.
The Wales Cup.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's good. I'm enjoying it. And like the Ultimate Team, there's some really interesting weird stuff they do.
Yeah.
And there's even like cutscenes like that are random and I just skip straight through them. But like they're definitely like taking like interesting choices.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see what PES 2022 looks like when it's on the Unreal Engine. Because they're ditching the Fox engine. That turns out that's why they did the patch for 2021 instead of a full new game, because they're dedicating 2 years to rebuilding it from scratch, which is lovely. I wish FIFA would do that. Finally ditch the Frostbite engine.
Half price as well. Like it's not.
Yeah, 25 quid.
Yeah.
You get all the rest of the skins and the names and the whatever and the transfers.
Apparently with the Unreal Engine as well, they want to bring it to Switch. I read recently, and I said if it comes to Switch, I don't care what it looks like. I'm buying it because. Anyway, continue. What were you saying?
I think that's pretty much it. I'm enjoying it.
It is so different though, isn't it? Like I think when I played FIFA, because I like I said I played FIFA on the Switch, and I know it's different to FIFA on the Xbox and PlayStation 4. But when I think the foundations are completely different. Like in PES, it's all about passing. That was what it feels like. You've got to pass the ball. It's way more tactical. What it feels like. Whereas in FIFA, it's more arcadey.
Skills, dribble down the wing.
Yeah, that's what it always felt like. And I didn't I never enjoyed that. So I always like the passing. Trying to play like you can play like Barcelona, or you play like Stoke, and you just kick it right up top. Daf Weeks is loving this conversation right now.
Mate, I've tuned out, dude. Like. I might go play a game now.
Don't worry, we'll change conversation because I want to talk about another game, which is Grounded.
Yes.
So Grounded just came out on Xbox Game Preview, which is their early access system. Came out yesterday on Game Pass. I think you can buy it as well, but I got it obviously on Game Pass. Streamed it last night. You can see that on twitch.tv/videogamesahoy. And it's fun, man. It's really fun. There wasn't much in the way of story content. Like, we got about 50 minutes in and they were like, that's the end of all the story content. Have fun. So we ended up trying to build like a house out of grass. But it's really cool, man. Like, streaming it again tonight. Going to be streaming it quite often, I think. And just like, oh my god, spiders, man. The spiders are terrifying. So much so that when you boot up the game for the first time, it goes, hey guys, are you scared of spiders? Well, good news. We've got an accessibility option for arachnophobics. So we'll take the spiders out of the game if you're scared of spiders, because we don't want that to get in the way of you enjoying this game.
Wow.
And it's like, damn, son. So, like, yeah, they're terrifying, because especially when they're huge compared to you, right? But it's cool. There's like little like cassette tapes you can find and listen to like get like little drops of the lore and all the rest of it, and you're kind of following in the footsteps of this scientist. And you play as one of 4 teenagers. It's 4-player co-op. And it's sort of survival game, like a lot of survival games really, like sort of Stranded Deep or Ark. But the difference is it's co-op, you're kind of in your own garden. And it's really cool, like picking up little pebblets, making little like axes and stuff, and then building houses out of grass, and you can like make like armor out of ladybugs. And yeah, it's just really jolly, and like going around the world and just like finding like different things, like a massive drinks carton, and like, you know, oh well, that's a resource that I can use for this, this, and this. Really funky, really like just fun, just like jolly vibes and really fun. I'm looking forward to finding the Battletoads figurine that I know is somewhere in the garden. But I'm really interested to see how they develop it, and I think by the time the game fully comes out, based on just what I felt last night, I think this could be a really good game. And it's Obsidian, and they're great. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how this develops. Good stuff.
It did look fun when you were playing, because I tuned in for a little bit, and like it did look like a lot of fun. I know you put it in the title as well, but it just gave me so many Honey, I Shrunk the Kid vibes.
Yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about, think Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, then think co-op survival game. That's your game.
Yeah, that does sound great. It is an Xbox exclusive, right?
Xbox and PC, yeah.
Xbox and PC, okay, cool. Awesome, thanks, Dav. Dav Weeks, what have you been playing?
So I got 2 as well. One I've literally only played the once, but I'll bring it up because I think it's worth it. Project Winter.
Oh,
you heard of?
No.
I had no idea. This was brought to my attention by Hoy. Like, she was invited to play it by a friend who was streaming it.
Oh, wow.
And she downloaded it, and it looks like really fun little multiplayer action. So, interesting little concept. You're all dumped in a cabin in a winter wasteland, and you need to escape. Basically, you need to do a couple of little objectives. Use your teamwork, find items to rebuild a satellite dish, or get stuff together to rebuild some bit of doohickery MacGuffingness. And then a plane or a helicopter or a submarine turns up, and then you need to run off and escape. What's lovely about it, though, is that 2 of the people in the party are traitors.
How big's the party?
I think it was about 8.
Ooh,
and
that's
2
good.
It's
traitors.
like that game you had, isn't it? I remember that game you played.
Dead of Winter. Yeah, so anyone from the board game sphere, you might be familiar with a game called Dead of Winter, which is very similar. You try and survive a winter wasteland, but you've got traitors. The board game has zombies. This game, Project Winter, does not have zombies. Maybe that should be what makes it. Always add zombies.
Yeah.
So it's really it was really fun. I played 2 matches of it. Did terribly. Like didn't help the party at all. Got killed the first time by a random wolf. And in the second one, I just tootled around thinking I was helping, but clearly wasn't, and then managed to sneak onto the escape plane anyway. And realised that I was being chased by the traitor all the way to that plane, who was swinging an axe at me, and I was like, "Oh God, get on board!" So it looks like really good fun. Like what's quite fun as well, you can talk to each other live, but it's proximity based, so you can only talk to the people near you. So if you're out in the sticks getting murdered, you can shout, but people won't necessarily hear you. But there's also color-coded walkie-talkies. So the traitors get issued with a color-coded walkie-talkie, and then you guys can build walkie-talkies for yourselves.
But the whole time they can talk to each other.
They can talk to each other, and
That's
also,
good.
and you always see what's in people's hands. So if you see someone carrying around a purple walkie-talkie, hey, where'd you get that? It's like, you the trader? It's nice. So I'll be playing more of that, definitely. That looks fun. The other game I've been playing...
only?
Cool,
Oh, yeah, check it out. Like,
what?
Have
Is that just on PS? Is that on PS4?
Steam.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, have a look. Could be a contender for,
Cheeky group
multiplayer.
stream.
Yeah, little stream or multiplayer Monday. Could be fun.
How much was it on Steam?
Cannot remember. I downloaded it.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, not a clue. But then, and then in my own time...
$15.49.
There we go.
Oh, he's on it. Oh, he's on the ball. Fair play. There we go. But the other one is Civ 6. That was the other thing I've been playing.
Yeah.
Because
Nice.
I was a massive fan of Civ 5.
Yeah.
And I bought Civ 6 ages ago. And I think I tried playing it once and it just didn't feel the same, so I cowered back to Sim 5.
It's so different,
until
isn't it?
very
Like,
recently.
I did the same.
Yeah. I was like, oh, too weird.
I need my blanket of Civ 5 back.
Yeah, I know how Civ 5 works.
Yeah.
I mean, so I gave it a proper go this time. I worked my way through a good couple of eras. I haven't completed the campaign yet, but and I just like Civ 5 better. I just do. Like, I prefer the character animations. Like, I don't like it. Went really cartoony in Civ 6, and I don't like it. I don't like the maps with the sepia toned landscape, and then it unravels as you scout it out. No, I just like the fog. I don't know. The fog of Civ 5.
I know what you mean.
There's just something about it that just isn't as appealing. It doesn't make me want to keep playing it. Like, I just feel like I'll be having more fun if I go back to Civ 5.
Yeah.
Maybe we need multiplayer. Maybe we should play some multiplayer.
If we got a long weekend. Okay,
More than that.
right. Civ is long.
It
like,
is long, yeah.
it is so, like, I love it, but like it's such a time sink, and I've found it a real blessing just to get out of my brain.
How many turns do you normally do?
I've gone for quick mode, and it's still a time sink.
Yeah,
quick mode ain't that quick. Like, I can build like a wonder in 8 turns by the end of by mid game, but but you're still playing, like, you're still spending a whole day playing it.
Yep.
It's a day gone.
Those games are like really bad for me because like there's no logical point you can stop
One more
until
turn.
the end. It's
One more turn.
Honestly, it's so bad. Like I've sat down and played that game for about 8 hours without realizing.
Yeah.
And it's so dangerous that I do like Civ 6, but that's because I played I used to play Total War, so I didn't used to play Civilization. And I love Total War. But I do enjoy Civ 6, but again, I didn't play Civ 5, and that is the one thing I looked at online was the comparison, mainly between the graphics. A lot of people don't like how cartoony it looks, and I can see that, and I've looked at it and gone, yeah, I imagine that would be kind of frustrating as well. Although I do
shut up.
Although I do love Sogno di Volare. That's a gorgeous song. Every time I turn it on, I'm just sit there listening to the whole thing. And then Sean Bean starts chatting. I'm like, listen to that.
Sean Bean.
I mean, if you're on the Switch, you have to listen to that because it takes ages to load.
I would give one little point. One thing that makes Civ 5 absolutely essential in my library of games is that you get to play as the Celts and you play as Boudica.
Yeah, you do.
Or in Welsh, it is Bivig, and she speaks Welsh.
Yeah, she does. I saw that.
We have a global game where you can actually hear someone speaking Welsh. And it's like, I never thought I'd see the day.
That's mad.
Siarad Cymraeg.
Siarad Cymraeg. And
Dude,
honestly, it makes my heart soar. To like, oh my god, I can't believe this is a thing.
I actually I read something really cool about Welsh yesterday. I know we always know that people in Wales speak Welsh, but apparently it is the second most spoken language in the UK. Which, when you think of the amount of like Welsh speakers there are, I think it's German. I think, but yeah, it's crazy. I think there's like just under 1 million people. Which, when you think about it, you don't think it's that. Like, when people talk with the Welsh language, they think it's nowhere near 1 million people. They think like it's 2,000. It's a dying language. It's like almost 1 million people speak it. It's mad.
It's coming up to a quarter of the population of, between a quarter and a third of the population of Wales now.
But yeah, would you recommend checking out Civ 5 over Civ 6 if someone was going to go buy it now?
Give it a go. I mean, I'll be honest. I think it's just what you get used to. Like, I'm so familiar with Civ 5 that anything else just that feels unfamiliar. You know, it might literally just be that. It just might be me being old man Dav who likes the good old days. You know, it could easily be that. Having said that...
Does that make me young man Dav?
I played Civ 2. I remember playing Civ 2 and I loved that.
My pal...
Civ 5 is better than Civ 2.
One of my friends used to play Civilization all the time. Used to because I used to play Total War. Used to play Civilization. Used to rave to me about Civilization, and he says Civ 4 is the best.
Interesting.
I've heard a lot of. I think he's probably because he's comfy with Civ 4.
He's used to it.
Probably is.
I know Civ 4 is definitely one of the good ones I've not played. But yeah, Civ 5 for me, man.
I think Civ 4 is with Baba Yaga as well, isn't it? That's where that comes from.
I thought that was Populous.
I don't. All I know is that
it might be Civ.
Yeah, I know. I think it's Civ 4. I don't know. Was there a song from Civ 5?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
The theme music. Maybe it is Civ 4. Yeah, Mike White sang it.
Yeah, no, you did. I saw. No, because Caitlin showed me a video that I thought, Baba Yaga too. Because they did it in Llangollen as well, didn't they? With like a huge choir. It's amazing.
Yeah, huge.
Is it Welsh?
From
Yeah,
no,
Christopher Tim. No, it's not. It's it's the Swahili prayer, I believe. Prayer to God. I think it's the Lord's Prayer in Swahili.
Civ 4.
Civ 4. There we are. But yeah, awesome. Anything to add, Dav, about Civilization?
If you haven't played it, play it. It's an experience. I can't think of another game that will give you that hook as much. Honestly.
Yeah. If you don't enjoy playing lots of different games, and like enjoying like a single player narrative or like just fun of any variety, Civ 5, get in that. You don't need fun, you just need Civ 5.
No,
turn after turn after turn.
Sometimes it's really not fun. Sometimes it's just admin.
Oh, what do I trade this for? What do I want?
Yeah,
but yeah,
absolutely.
Awesome. So I'm just going to quickly talk about a game that it was yesterday. So when it was announced yesterday, the Cuphead was coming to PS5. I remember that I played it and put it down because it's so freaking hard. So I went back to play it the last like 2 days because I haven't really had much time.
On Switch. On
Switch, and do you know what? It is hard, but I think the one thing I think there's a difference. It's a weird one because when I played, like I said before, when I played Mario, I got frustrated with that because it just, I don't know, it didn't feel like it was always my fault. It felt like, Zach's into it. I'll add Zach in now, 1 sec, because he wanted to talk about a game in particular. 1 sec. Everyone say hello to Zach Hamilton.
Zachary,
if he comes.
How do?
I'll keep talking about it for a sec. So I think the one thing I always found is that like with the recent Mario game, I found that I was dying, but it wasn't. I'm not great at platformers, but it didn't always feel like it was my fault. Whereas when I die in Cuphead, it's entirely my fault. I have not learned to move. I have not learned that this is going to happen, and I've got to, it always feels like when I die, it's because I haven't learned, and that isn't anywhere near as frustrating as dying in platformers, where it's like, what was I supposed to do? And I'm playing it last night, and I'm playing it all this morning, and yeah, do you know what? It has one of the best soundtracks to any game I've played.
It's great.
Honest
fun.
to God, it is so good. Like, listen to that. You can listen to the start because it's all just like 1920s jazz. It's so good, and like because obviously it's inspired by like the Disney cartoons from that era as well. It looks and has that really great aesthetic, and I don't know. I mean, there's DLC coming up for it soon, which I haven't checked out. I don't know when it's coming out actually, but it did say yesterday there's DLC.
I don't think they've got a date, or it's been delayed. It's not coming straight away.
My God, like it is such a good looking game. It's a hard game, and I would love to play. I would love to play co-op, just to see if because I don't know if the level gets longer if there's two people in it, or if it gets easier. I don't know I don't know what the mechanics are with that, but I would that seems like a game I'd love to play multiplayer. That's the only game I was really going to quickly mention. But Zach, now that you're here, I know you wanted to talk specifically about one game.
Oh, have we got time?
Yeah, we got time. We got 5 minutes and we end with the quiz.
Oh boy, I've been playing Castlevania. Here's a bit of information for anyone who hasn't played Castlevania before. It's great, and you should play it.
Which one?
Yeah, the first one, the original. I didn't play it until about 5 or 6 years ago, I think, for the first time, and I got quite far, I think, but I never really got into it. And then I picked it back up recently, and I used save states because I don't have time to play a level a million times. And it's super hard. Just talking about actually this whole thing about like feeling like it's your fault. Castlevania is exactly that, and I don't feel like it's ever like you only figure it out because you play it a few times. Like, I feel like it is, oh, I should have known that. That was me being stupid. Like, I made the mistake. It's a really tight game. It's a very short game in a lot of ways, but like it's quite hard. So I think if you're really into platformers, I think it's a really good like weekend type game to get into. I probably would recommend playing with save states because I don't want to play the same level over and over again personally. But if that's your jam, go for it. It feels like if Mario is baby's first platformer, Castlevania is like the edgier teenage version. Yeah.
Whipping Dracula into
on the other side, I'm not a big fan of Super Castlevania personally. I think it's probably pretty good. I just never really kind of got the vibe from it. But maybe I'll do that for next week. Maybe I'll have a go of Super Castlevania and tell you what I think.
What did you play it on?
What did I play?
Yeah, play it on. What console did you play it on?
Oh, definitely not an emulator on my PC.
No, of course not.
I definitely wouldn't do that. That would be. I do own a copy, so it's like I'm not like totally ripping off Nintendo, I guess. I just
the
don't
reason
have it with me.
It's because I saw that it was on sale earlier on the Nintendo eShop, and I know
bought
it was on sale.
on the
Oh, did you really?
The Castlevania collection.
Yeah,
nice.
The only one I really want to try is Symphony of the Night because I know that's like heralded as the best one. Every time people talk about how amazing Castlevania is, like that's the best one. Play it.
Yeah.
But it
So,
doesn't.
like-
That's not in there. So
It's not in there.
Is the N64 one in there? Because I'll be honest, that's the only one I've played, and I feel it is not representative of the franchise.
Is that one 3D?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
that one's
it's
in
3D.
there. I think it's 3D because it's terrible.
It's not great.
It's not great. That's what I've heard. But awesome, Zach. I'm glad you got in with that because that's actually a really good shout. And like I said, I did see it on the eShop. So like maybe I'll because it was like Daf. Was it £3?
It's like £3, £4.
It
Yeah,
wasn't
I got that
Definitely worth.
and the Contra
Definitely
collection
worth
was
£3,
like £3 or £4 as well.
Yeah, maybe I'll get that then because like if you guys are raving about it so much, maybe check it out. Right, so we are coming to the end. We've got like say 10-15 minutes left. You guys know what it is. We are
Quiz time, baby.
We've got our final quiz of the decade because we've run out of decades pretty much. This is the best selling games of 2010 to 2020. We should have a jingle. Someone want to provide a jingle? Hi, and welcome to Best
That's all you're getting.
2010 to 2020. So, like usual, we've got 15 15 delightful answers. They are, I think, yeah. Most of these are multi-platform, but they're not all multi-platform. Yeah.
Can I go first?
Yeah. Go on. We'll start with you. What we'll do is we say same thing as last time. What we'll do is that you guys can have you'll have 15 goes each because there's 15 on here. But just try and keep it snappy. Try and keep it snappy. That's all.
Keep it snappy.
Keep it snappy, y'all. Let me just get this. Right. Zachary, off you go.
Tetris.
It had a resurgence this decade.
I should add that Tetris is not on there. These are mostly. I will add that these are all games that were released. So these were all games that were released between 2010 and.
Yeah, but we've been here before, Jonathan. We know the rules now.
Sadly, though, Tetris is not there. Daf Weeks will go around for my booth.
GTA 5.
Oh, you know the score. GTA 5 is definitely on there. Does anyone remember how much it is? Because I've said GTA 5 like a million times.
500 mil.
130 million copies sold.
Oh, copies.
Yeah, copies. Yeah.
They've made $500 million.
They have made a lot of money. I actually think they've made $6 billion.
Yeah, I thought they
billion,
cracked Bill.
Oh shit.
So yeah, Daf Gape, hit us with your guess.
They make too much. Of course, yeah. Sorry, I don't know what I'm thinking. $500,000. Let's go with Skyrim.
Tension.
No.
Is that not in the top 15?
No, it's on there. Top 5. I thought it wasn't. I saw. I was trying to look for it. I was looking for an S, but then it's the Elder Scrolls, so it is on there. Number 5, 30 million. Zach.
How about Bloodborne?
I'll be very
It
surprised.
is not on there. No, not on there. Daf Weeks.
Mario Odyssey.
It is not on there. No.
Mario Kart 8.
Damn
Mario
it,
Kart
forgot
8
about
Deluxe
Mario.
is on there. 32
Damn
million. That's in 4th place. Zach.
I'm pretty sure this isn't on the list because I feel like we talked about it on the show, but Breath of the Wild, maybe?
No.
Yeah.
Never Zelda.
So I'm gonna give you. I mean, it was close. So Breath of the Wild sold 18 million, and the number 15 on here, I'll give you the number, is 20 million. Okay.
Right.
So just misses out. Daf Weeks.
Oh God. So bad at these quizzes.
There is one on here that has come up quite a few times in these best-selling game quizzes.
Forgot about it.
Pokemon,
I fucking knew it.
Shield and Sword.
Good guess, but no. Daf Gape.
Let's go with Pokemon Sun and Moon.
You are sunlight. No, it's not on there.
Wow.
Zach.
Pokemon X and Y.
No Pokemon X and Y.
Really?
Daf Weeks. No.
Last of Us.
No Last of Us. No Last of Us. Daf Gape.
I thought this would be the easiest one.
Are there any mobile games?
No.
Okay. Let's go with Call of Duty. Call of Duty. I don't know when they came out. Modern Warfare 3.
Oof. Yes, you're right. Number 8. 26 million copies. Zach.
Early in the 2010s, Halo Reach?
Nope, no Halo Reach.
Nah, I'm not surprised.
Davi Weeks.
I think there's going to be another Modern Warfare in there.
Yeah.
4. Modern Warfare 4.
There wasn't a Modern Warfare 4.
No Modern Warfare 4.
Infinity. No?
No,
Yeah, but they're not Modern Warfare, it's the Call of Duties.
They're not there. Daf Gape.
Oh, all right.
I think there are more Call of Duties though. I'm going to say Call of Duty Ghosts.
No Ghosts, no.
Wow,
Zach?
surprising.
Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2 is right, 11.
Yeah.
24 million. What am I saying? 24,000. 24,000 copies. 24 million. Daf Weeks.
Yeah, Call of Duty Infinity War.
No, it's not on there.
Damn it!
Daf Gape.
That'd be a very different Avengers film. Let's go. Are there any sports games?
I can't answer that.
Okay, so that's a yes. Okay.
You just got game theoried.
But I don't know which one.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot of games.
I have a question. What about free-to-play games?
No. These are all paid games.
PUBG.
Yes, number 3, 60 million.
Wow.
Zach?
Maybe Minecraft?
Minecraft's number 1, baby.
Yeah, that's gonna be my next guess.
200 million.
Of course. How did we not think of that?
Daf Weeks.
You did.
You did. You got it, man. This is why you came to the quiz. You dropped some knowledge.
I
Daf
looked up the answers before we came.
Daf Weeks.
GTA. It was 4 in 2000. I can't remember the answer from before. There's
no more GTAs anyway. So
okay.
Sorry about that, Daf Weeks. Daf Gape.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
No Assassin's Creed Odyssey. We're halfway though.
Same franchise as Mario Odyssey.
maybe Black Flag.
No Black Flag. No Black Flag. Daf Weeks.
Gran Turismo 5.
I loved that one last week, but no, it's not on this list.
It's not out yet.
Daf Gape.
I'm gonna keep shouting it.
One day it's
be
gonna
there.
be right. One day it's gonna be
fucking
right.
Huge.
It might be like
UC, right?
40 quizzes.
One.
Yeah, name the Gran Turismos. It'll be there. Daf Gape.
Oh, let's go with. Oh no, that won't count. That'll be the last decade. All right, think. Let's go with.
There are 8 left, by the way.
8 left.
Oh, God.
Oh, there's got to be more Call of Duties in there, right? I'm gonna go NBA 2K. Oh wait, is this just UK or worldwide?
This is worldwide.
NBA 2K18.
Good guess, but no.
Ah.
Zach?
NBA 2K17.
Yes! No, it's not. Daf Weeks.
Amazing.
Right,
so
is
upset
there
that
an
wasn't
NBA? Just say, is there an NBA?
There is not an NBA.
Right, okay.
That's a guess, okay? I've got to take that as a guess, because that's a pretty broad thing. So Daf Gape.
So what do you mean by close to the NBA 2K18? I'm gonna go Madden 18.
Nope. No
Damn
Madden.
it.
Zachary?
18.
FIFA 18? It is number 13.
Yeah!
It is actually
I thought
on
you were
there.
messing with
FIFA 18. I can't believe you got that's the only sports game where you got the exact one. We're dropping knowledge once again. Daf Weeks. We've still got 7 left. 7 left.
What else has been big on the Switch?
Yeah, I feel like we're missing some Switch games, surely.
Yeah.
I can't remember any Switch games.
51 worldwide games.
I wish. It's not on there, but I wish it was. Daf Gape.
Let's go with Destiny.
No Destiny. Zachariah.
Did we decide there were no more Call of Duties? Is that what we all agreed?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay. Maybe Black Ops 3?
No Black Ops 3, nope.
Okay.
Daf Weeks?
In that case, Advanced War.
Yeah,
No.
Oh, really?
No,
that's
that's
that one.
No.
Modern Warfare 3.
You already said that. But good guess.
I thought I said Modern Warfare 2.
No, you said 3.
I think you said 3.
2 came out in 2009.
You got it right earlier anyway, but you can have another guess because you said one. You said the same one, so you can have another.
The
guess.
other Modern Warfare sequel that isn't Modern Warfare 1.
No, it's not on there. Zach?
Man, I'm running out of ideas.
There is 1, 2, 3.
Oh, what
4,
about
5,
like Crash Bandicoot? Did everyone
6,
buy that? The
7.
the
A lot of
trilogy?
people bought that.
No Crash Bandicoot.
No Crash Bandicoot.
Yep. Daf Weeks?
Why is there no Wii in this decade that we can see
I
Wii
know.
Sports for? That's what's stumbling me now. You got me into false sense
Can
of
we have-
security with my
can
Wii
we-
Sports.
Can we have a clue?
Yeah, I'm really stuck.
Let me.
Okay.
Snappy, Johnny, snappy.
How many platform exclusives are there?
Don't think there's any. There's one platform exclusive. Only one.
All right.
It's
not gonna get it.
And if I'm being honest, you ain't gonna get it.
Is The Last of Us 2 on there?
It is not.
No.
Daf Weeks.
Boo.
Final Fantasy 15.
No, sadly. Daf Gape.
Are there any subscription-based games on there?
No.
Okay. Crossfire X.
Nope.
It's free to play, I think. Damn it.
Zach. This is number 14.
Oh,
So
Zach's gone.
Zach's frozen. I'll come back to him.
Zach's given up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's I don't know. Daf Weeks.
StarCraft 2, big in Korea.
Nope. No StarCraft 2. Daf Gape.
Oh, God, I don't know. How many guesses have I got left? 2?
There's 2 guesses left, so this is 14.
Okay. Oh, God. Oh, God.
I think you guys will kick yourselves at a couple of these. I think you will. I'm not. It's so hard in the moment. I know totally, but you'd be like, oh, you'll kick yourself.
Let's go. It's just units sold, right?
Yes. Yes. Units sold.
Let's go with the orange box.
That's a good guess. It's not on there, but it's a good guess. I think we might have lost Zach forever. So if he comes back by the time Daf Weeks and by you guys have finished, then I'll let him have 2 guesses. Daf Weeks, last guess.
Oh, make it count, make it count. Sims 4.
That's a good. It's not right. It's not right.
Not, though, is
it's
it?
not. No, but it is a good because like Sims 4 is really popular and it's so it's all those. Daf Gape, last guess.
Let's go with New Super Mario Land 3DS Extravaganza.
Sadly, it's not on there. I think we might have lost Zach. He came to stay with us for a little bit, but you think he's gone. So I'll go from 15 to 1. Okay, here we go. In 15th place, The Witcher 3. In 14th place, Borderlands 2.
Borderlands 2.
In 13th place was FIFA 18, which in 12th place, I would have been very, very impressed if you got this Kinect Adventures on the Xbox 360.
Damn, son.
11th place,
Got boxed in with the Kinect, that's why.
Call of Duty Black Ops 2. In 10th place, Call of Duty Black Ops.
Just Black Ops.
Yep. In 9th place, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Wow.
In 8th place, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. In 7th place, Terraria. Don't know what that is.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty cheap, but that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
Terraria.
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 Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
In
2D Minecraft.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah.
In 6th place, it's Diablo 3. In 5th place was Elder Scrolls Skyrim, and then 4th place is Mario Kart 8. You got the rest, which is PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Grand Theft Auto 5, and Minecraft. I'm gonna have to send all these to Zach because Zach's just gonna be there wondering what was right. But well done, guys. I think you got half. And to be fair, there are a couple on there which, I mean, I wouldn't have got.
Some big surprises in there.
Some
Diablo 3, really?
Well,
I guess they had the reboot with the Reaper of Souls.
Yeah.
And
it came out on Switch and it sold a lot on Switch as well. I bought it and I barely played it.
I bought it a couple of times.
I think Zach's back. If he is.
Oh God.
If he is back, I might ask him too quickly to see if he can get it.
And now we know.
Now
I'd be
you
very
know.
Impressed. I'd be very impressed.
Now we know.
I think he might have been lost though.
Lost in the ether. End it, Johnny. Just end
I
it.
think we need to end our pain.
Let's have our miseries.
Yeah,
got double Zach.
Double dose of double Zachary. That is the end of podcast number 15. Though, thanks very much, gents. That was great. I always love the quizzes at the end. I'm stuck now for what to do with next week. So if you do have any quiz questions or
you could
quizzes
do like
that
franchise specific.
Yeah, I was thinking of moving into like something
best-selling
specific,
Fire
like,
Emblems,
or like that would be a good one. Oh, he's back.
Oh.
I hate this.
2 guesses.
Smash Brothers?
Nope.
No, good shout.
I'll tell you later.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
Thank you very much for listening to today.
Smile and wave, Zach.
If you enjoyed the show, then please follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Patreon. Tell your friends. Give us a review or a comment. It would mean the world to us. Dav, you're going to be doing some streaming on Sunday?
Not necessarily on Sunday. I don't really stream on Sundays anymore. Jonny, get your head out your ass. No,
mate, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Yeah, be streaming a lot of Grounded and various other things. Some some Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, very enjoyable, and multiplayer Mondays. Overcooked 2. Actually doing it this time.
Yeah, we're actually going to do it this time. That is, like I said, the end of podcast number 15. Before you leave, I would really appreciate it. I made a video on Breath of the Wild yesterday, which is Tuesday.
It's very good. Everybody watch
it.
Very good. It was a labor of love. I do love Breath of the Wild. So if you could check it out, that'd be amazing. You can even say it's rubbish. I don't mind. But thank you so much, gents. This is Video Games Ahoy, and we'll see you next week. Ahoy.
Ahoy.